Michael, what's today's audio topic?
Today it's about ordering another new DA converter.
Last time it was about your DAC breaking down.
The broken SMSL SUX is currently being shipped back to China. It doesn't look like it'll be back to me anytime soon.
So you ordered a new DAC.
I just couldn't stand the sound without a DAC in my main system. Since I don't know when the SUX will be back, I ordered a new DAC.
I see. Which manufacturer did you go with?
I went with SMSL again.
The broken SUX was also SMSL, right? And yet you chose the same manufacturer?
Yeah, of course. I initially planned to go with a different manufacturer. But while researching, the DAC I wanted happened to be from SMSL.
Going with the same manufacturer as the one that failed? Michael, you're brave, aren't you?
Not really. It might just break down again, though.
Master, you want to hear about the new DAC, right?
Yes, I want to hear.
What model did you go with?
It's a new product from SMSL called the D200.
What are the key features of the D200?
The D200 has two major features. One is that it uses a DAC made by ROHM. The other is that it has an external clock input.
What kind of company is ROHM?
ROHM is a semiconductor and electronic component manufacturer headquartered in Kyoto. They develop, manufacture, and sell products like LSIs, discrete semiconductors, and modules, supplying them to a wide range of fields including automotive, industrial equipment, and consumer electronics.
So ROHM makes DA converters too.
The two major DAC manufacturers are ESS and Asahi Kasei. Once equipment reaches a certain level, it typically incorporates a DAC chip from one of these two. The DACs I've used so far have been from ESS and Asahi Kasei. That's why I was intrigued when I learned about equipment using ROHM's DAC chips being sold. By chance, while my DAC broke and I was searching for a new product, I discovered the D200 featuring ROHM's BD34352EKV.
I see.
Plus, the D200 shares the same design as my SMSL PA200 amplifier. Using the D200 and PA200 together looks great, so I decided to give the D200 a try.
Is ROHM's DAC chip high performance?
ROHM's BD34352EKV is in the lower tier among their DAC chips, so its performance isn't that high.
How does it compare to your favorite ESS DAC?
Here's a spec comparison chart with ESS's top-tier DAC, the ES9039 Pro, as an example. The ES9039 Pro has 8 channels, while the BD34352EKV has 2 channels. The SNR is 132 dB for the ES9039 Pro and 126 dB for the BD34352EKV. THD is minus 122 dB for the ES9039 Pro and minus 112 dB for the BD34352EKV. As you can see, the BD34352EKV's performance is generally inferior to the ES9039 Pro.
And yet you ordered the D200.
The reason is overwhelmingly its low price. The SUX currently under repair costs around $999. The D200, on the other hand, is $300. If you want to try a ROHM DAC chip, this price point is much more accessible. Besides, spec-wise, I doubt I'll prefer the D200 over the SUX. I ordered the D200 purely as a temporary solution. Also, another reason I want to try the D200 is the presence of a clock input terminal. Do you know about clock inputs, John?
What's a clock? Never heard of it.
In audio, the clock is the heart that sets the reference timing for digital signal processing, one of the key factors greatly affecting sound quality. So, let's dive deeper into clocks. First, what is a clock? A clock is a signal that creates regular intervals of time. In digital audio, it synchronizes the timing for sampling analog waveforms and transferring data. Think of it like the conductor in an orchestra. When the performer's data follow the same tempo, the entire performance, music playback, becomes orderly and cohesive. Second, the relationship between digital audio and clock. When digitizing and playing back audio signals at sampling frequencies like 44.1 kHz or 96 kHz, the clock serves as the standard for how many samples are taken per second. Playback devices extract samples at equal intervals according to this clock and perform DA conversion. Clocks are also involved in digital transmission protocols like SPDF, AES, EBU, and I2S. If the sender and receiver cannot exchange data at the same timing, the data sequence becomes disrupted, leading to errors and degraded sound quality. Furthermore, a DAC contains an internal master clock and processes data synchronized to it. The higher the precision of the clock used, the more stable the DA conversion becomes, enabling more accurate reproduction of the analog waveform. Third, jitter. Next, let's discuss jitter. The ideal clock timing is perfectly regular intervals, but in reality, minute fluctuations occur. This timing deviation is called jitter. High jitter causes irregular timing in DA conversion, leading to sound distortion and ambiguity. Specific effects include blurred sound imaging, loss of high-frequency transparency, flattened spatial expression, and reduced tightness in the low frequencies.
So it's not something you perceive as distinct noise?
Exactly. That's why, even if jitter is present, it's difficult to gauge the extent of its negative impact. Fourth, types of clocks. Next, let's discuss the types of clocks. Clocks are divided into internal clocks built into the DAC and external clocks that supply clock signals from a separate enclosure. Internal clocks built into inexpensive DACs or CD players can sometimes have high jitter. In contrast, external clocks, also called master clocks, are dedicated devices that supply a precise reference clock signal, such as 10 MHz, from outside the equipment. Their advantage lies in using high-precision OCXOs, oven-controlled crystal oscillators, or rubidium oscillators to provide a higher quality reference than internal clocks. Fifth, clock sound quality improvement mechanism. Using a high-precision clock reduces jitter. Minimizing jitter's impact can enhance soundstage width, improve sound localization clarity, and boost signal-to-noise ratio. Furthermore, when multiple devices like DACs, CD transports, and network players operate on the same clock, phase shifts between devices decrease, enabling more cohesive playback.
So the external clock plays a big role, huh?
That's right. Typically, devices with external clock inputs are high-end products. But the D200 is an entry-level DAC that still has a clock input terminal.
I'd like to try that.
Exactly. However, if you don't like the sound of the ROHM BD34352 EKV DAC chip used in the D200, you might not even feel like trying an external clock.
Are there external clocks sold that work well with the D200?
SMSL sells a product called the G1. The G1 is a clock generator that uses an OCXO. It should ensure more accurate DA conversion than using the D200 on its own. If I like the sound of the D200, I'm thinking of buying the G1 too.
Does an external clock make a big difference even with just a single DA converter? From what you said earlier, it seems the effect is greater when multiple digital devices are involved.
True, the more devices you have, the more significant the effect of synchronizing clock timing becomes. But even with just one DAC, a clock generator might still have an effect.
So you want to try that out?
That's the plan, but it all depends on when the D200 arrives.
Let me know how it goes once the D200 gets here. Master, today's discussion about the D200 with its ROHM DAC chip was interesting, wasn't it?
Yes, interesting.